Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video we are working on part 6 of the most extreme declutter ever. Now before I start off anything, before I do anything like that, I really have to say thank you guys so much. I am so grateful to you, to each and every single one of you who subscribes to my channel, anyone who watches it, comments, any of that stuff. We have finally hit 1,000 subscribers, which was a huge milestone for me, and one that, guys, honestly, I wasn't sure if I'd ever hit, but I did. Some of you may have seen it already in the community tab during the week. I did post it, and obviously it's on the subscriber count you can see on the channel. But I just wanted to take an opportunity right now to say thank you so much to each and every one of you. I think we're at 1,030 or something like that at the moment, which is insane to me. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to say I'm so grateful and thank each and every one of you so much. It means the absolute world to me. So in today's video we are going to be working on, as I said, part 6. So we're going to be continuing on the wardrobe we've been working on. Stuff I need to work I'm going to be working on is some gaming stuff. I have books in there, I have some electronics, all that kind of stuff. So I think at the moment we have 9 shelves left. Now obviously I think 4 of them have a little few bits in them, bits and bobs, like nothing worth talking about. So the main ones we're working on, I think there's 4 or 5. Now, as much as I would like to say I'm going to get them all done in one video, I'm not going to make that promise, because honestly I don't think that I will. Just because there's a lot, especially with the books, because when you guys see the books, they're actually 2 or 3. They're 2 or 3 deep, so it only looks like, you know, maybe 10, 12. It's actually like 30 in each section. It's going to take me a while to go through them. As I've mentioned earlier on the series, and if I didn't mention, I mentioned it in the comments when a few of us were talking, books are really hard for me. I really struggle with books. I really find them difficult. And that is something we're going to be starting on today. Now, I have game and stuff there. I'll quickly go through it, but chances are I'm going to keep all of it. It's The Sims. Like, it takes up 1 cube. It's stuff I really love. I'm a huge fan of The Sims. I'll probably get more Sims stuff as the time goes on. Like, I'm not a huge collector of items, but that is one thing I love. I have all the Sims games. I have nearly them all there, and I have a few more digital copies. Anyway, you guys don't want to know about that. Anyway, I have more books here on the shelf. You guys probably don't even know where you are in my room. The wardrobe I'm working on is there. The big massive shelving unit is there. I have about, I'm going to say 15 to 20 books on that I also need to get into here. They were ones I either bought myself, got for Christmas, or was like reading in the last couple of months. So this is a very waffly beginning. I do apologise. If you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for not giving up on us. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to stop waffling because I've waffled enough. It's been ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to get going on that. In case anyone's wondering, I'm not going to be bringing the desk over today. I'm just going to throw the stuff on the bed. It's just as easy to work there. It's a much bigger workspace for me to have. And, you know, the books are fine. I'm not going to sit on them. I'll be careful with them. It'll be absolutely great. If I need extra space, I'll use the Calyx, but realistically I won't. I've like the bed's plenty of room. Anyway, that's been enough waffle. Again, thank you so much. Forgot to mention, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, anything like that, welcome back. I'm delighted to see you again. What I'd love for everyone to do this week is drop down the comments below if you want, obviously, to take part. Let me know where in the world you are. I'm always curious as to where people are commenting me from. Without further ado, my God, let's get started. So here, guys, is just the shelves and the little areas in the wardrobe we're going to be working on today. And as you can see, a lot of it is Sims items and books, which to me are my most prized possessions and are my kind of sentimental items. And I want to kind of dig deeper into sentimental items today. I know I've mentioned them previously in the series, but I really want to talk about how they can impact the decluttering journey, how they can kind of slow you down or speed you up, and little tips and tricks for dealing with them. But really just to dig deep into sentimental items and what we can do with them and how we can work around and improve our decluttering. Okay guys, so I have taken a few Sims things there so I can have a look in the bottom of the shelf. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me turn you around a little bit. So my Sim stuff is just in here. Honestly guys, I can see everything that's in there. I don't need to take it all out. It's all games. I just want to have a look and see if there's any other stuff in there. I had a good brief look there. Like, it's not that tightly packed, so like I can pull all that out and see everything. All the Sims 2 is behind it. The Sims 2 is there, Sims 1. This is all the Sims 3. This is all the Sims 4. I have more digital content from the Sims 4. But yeah, I don't need to go through this shelf. I'm keeping everything. As I said, to me, I don't mind investing a shelf in this. As you can see, like, the biggest things I have is that Sims 4 and Sims 3. The collector's edition. Pop that up there. So I really don't mind keeping these items because, as I said, I don't really collect much beyond the Sims 4. Like, I have a few other things like Lego and stuff, but it's one of those things I feel very comfortable and I feel very happy to keep the stuff. And it's not like I don't want to go through it. I really like all this stuff, so I'm going to keep it. So I thought I'd actually have to take it out because I thought there was more stuff in there, and I thought maybe like other categories there'd be like stuff shoved in the back that I didn't want to deal with, but actually no, it's just that. So I'm happy with that section. I'm going to leave that as is. Obviously, as you can see, I tidied it up a little bit, but I'm going to keep on moving, keep going with the books. As you can see, we have 3 more sections to go with them. And then, as you can see, the rest of it's like knickknacks and little bits. But honestly, by the time I got through every single book, I may finish this video, I may not, but we will see. And I will. Anyway, I'm going to take everything out now and I'll check back in with you guys after I've done that. As you can see here, as I've done with many other categories, I'm bringing everything out and putting it onto the bed. And I think that's really important to really give yourself a true insight to the volume of items you really have, because I know for me, when I look in the wardrobes, it looks like a lot less than what I actually have. Guys, so I also found this up top. I'm going to put this in the same section. And another thing I've noticed is I have a excuse me, I have a huge amount of books up on top as well, so I'm going to have to go through them as well. So this is definitely probably going to take more than one video to get through. The fact that I decluttered books before gave me a good insight into how many books I actually had, because obviously I knew that it wasn't just what it looked like on the outside. But when I buy books, a lot of cases, I will buy the entire collection by a particular author if I really like them, or I'll buy all the books in a series when I'm reading it. And that is also one of the reasons why I have such a big collection, because I really do like to read series from start to finish. I'm a real completionist in that way. And for that reason, you will see a lot of books by the same author and the same series. In case anyone is wondering so far, that's 2 of the shelves. I don't know if you guys can see still have 1 to go. Told you a lot of books. And also, I've just realised that up here is also full of books. Wait, so I have to look, because where you see it on camera and where I'm pointing is not usually not the same things. Up here is all books at the back. So I have to do that as well. But I think what I'm going to do is when I get through this shelf here. Sorry, I just have to look on camera because where I point and where the camera sees is not always the same thing. These ones here and what's already on the bed. I honestly don't think I will fit the big ones here as well. Now I might, but I don't want to damage the books either. Anyway, I'm going to get the 3rd section and see where we're sitting. If I have a bit left, then I will. But what I might even just do is just take down the small, like the regular size books, and add them on top here as well. Because honestly, if I can get it all in the bottom, the books, I prefer to do that rather than have them up top there. So a thing I forgot to mention today was setting a boundary for sentimental items. Because I think as well, a lot of us, well, I can speak for myself anyway, when it comes to sentimental items, I'm more flexible. I'm like, oh, well, it's sentimental, so, you know, I need to keep it because it's important, and I'm not as strict as I would be with, say, my stationery or my, you know, cosmetic products or whatever. But I think it is important as well to set that boundary for yourself, because sentimental items can get very quickly out of control, especially because they can go across many different categories. They can go for me, it's my books, and I need to kind of limit myself to the 4 shelves, which I did today. Or you could have like photographs and stuff like that. You can have boxes upon boxes of them. And I think it's important to set a boundary before you start decluttering and say, I'm not going to go outside of this, to keep you on track. What I can only assume what this section is I have shoved in stuff after I've done a declutter to get rid of it, which I shouldn't do. Sorry, I should explain what I'm doing. Just here, there was a whole stack there, you guys already saw that, of books. They're on the bed right now, they're the last stuff I've been taking out. After the DVDs, for those of you keen-eyed people would notice, I found a pile of DVDs. I thought I'd gotten rid of all of my DVDs. So I'm going to get this stuff out first. What I've also noticed is the very bottom shelf here. There's DVDs there, which I knew about and they were fine, but there's a lot of books behind them. So that needs to come out as well. So guys, this has become a slightly bigger job than anticipated. I'm not going to anticipate it. Apparently I can't speak anymore. Which is fine. Like, I knew there was books up here, but there's more hidden ones down there. Honestly, I'm glad that I started it, and I'm glad that I've gotten going, because I feel like if I hadn't started and then I discovered all those books, I'd be like, oh my god. You know, that way it'd be so much more difficult to get started. But anyway, what I'm going to do is all these books, I'm actually going to take them out. I do have about 1/5 of the bed left, so I should be able to fit all of them in it. Because ideally I would like to get this whole thing cleared out, because realistically, when that was originally put in, it was put in for like bedding and cushions and all that kind of crack. So I have other stuff in here, like I have a load of bras here for some reason that I didn't even know I had anymore. So I'll go through them quickly, but I'm pretty confidently sure I can say they're all going. They either don't fit or they're wrecked. I'm going to keep going before I waffle on any further.
Another tip as well that I have to say is to pick one location where possible and keep all of a category of items there. For me, my sentimental item is books, and the wardrobe is a great space because it's able to fit everything and keep it all organised.
I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm getting rid of these two. Unbeknownst to me, I thought these were totally different ones than what they actually were. These all fit me and they're not ripped or anything, so that's awesome. Glad I found them, so I'm keeping, there's 3 of them there.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you.
I am trying to minimally get sidetracked as I am there. I'm like, oh, what's in this bag, what's in that box? I need to be strict with myself, and this is the thing that some of you may, you know, happen with as well, that you're doing a I'm sorry, I'm going to put these together, they're really heavy. That you're doing a category and it's like, oh, what's this, like I did those bras, and that's not related to the category, but that was quick, easy, snappy decisions that I knew I could make very quickly. But I do need to wrangle myself in, focus on the books, focus on the job at hand.
Go on, blow up your ego, your undenying, undying ego. Oh, look here he goes.
Right, so guys, what's left here? Up here I have The Life, Works and Teachings of Shakespeare. I have a book from a concert. I have a Audrey Hepburn Treasures, the complete collection of Shakespeare, the complete collection of Jane Austen, and Harry Potter film. Actually, this one here, I want to look through that because I may donate that actually. And I have these couple of books, like this one here, The Wind in the Willows. I have a book about Japanese and cinematic storytelling. I'm going to keep them. I already know I'm going to keep them. They're fine. I have some CDs here. Yes, I said CDs. If you are not, if you're older than a millennial, a CD is a compact disc. We used to put music on them. But another book here, I'm keeping that. But anyway, there's stuff like this, CDs, that they're more of a sentimental attachment. Now, we do have CD players in the house. We have 1, 2. Technically the computer is 3, so we'll say 3. Obviously, for any of you who have Apple Music and Spotify, you're probably like, throw them away! Which, you know, fair point. But some of these are not available, I don't think, on Apple Music or Spotify. Like singles and stuff, and they're also, some of them are very, very old. So I would imagine I'll probably put these into my sentimental box, which I know might seem stupid. But as previously mentioned, I don't have much sentimental stuff. And also, one of the reasons I want to keep some of these is because I have them signed by the band. So, sorry, that one's signed by the script, that one's signed by the script. I think I have another one here signed by the script. But yeah, so kind of for that reason I want to keep them, because that's to me is like sentimental. Do you know what I'm actually going to do right now? I'm going to put these, and I've bought my Boys On albums as well, guys. If you were in Ireland in the 90s, you know who Boys On are. I don't know why I can't let go of the Boys On albums. They're like the first band I ever loved, so, you know. Anyway, I think I'm going to put these in with the Sims stuff. And for now we're going to call that, I guess, the sentimental shelf. Kind of. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I never said I had it all figured out, okay? Oh, shoelaces. They could be the same ones from last week. I really don't know. I've a little ornament here my mum bought me. Actually, I'm just going to leave it here as a decoration. Yeah, there's presents and stuff I got. Oh, my ring. I love this ring. Okay, I actually need to get this ring fixed. So let me just show you guys this really quickly. So I don't know if you can see the shape of that, guys. See the dent in the ring? I need to get that flattened. So basically what happened was, I can't remember where I was. I think I was out somewhere. Anyway, somebody, oh God, I'm very close to the camera there. Mother of God in heaven. Anyway, I was out and I was in a bathroom and someone got locked in the bathroom. Mum got locked in the bathroom and she was having a panic attack, like a very bad panic attack, because she was trapped in the bathroom. And I was wearing this and I knew that these fit into the, you know, the locks, you know, the screwdriver locks on the outside of the toilets. So I used that and I got her out and she was really happy, but I damaged my ring. So I need to get that shaped, I'm going to say is what they called it. I don't know. But yeah, I do actually wear that. That's one piece of jewelry I did wear. That's clattering. I love my clattering. Basically, why I was telling you why these were here, it's because I want to avoid taking them out because they're really heavy. But what I'm also saying to you guys is, why not now, etc. And power through. So I'm going to get over myself and I'm going to power through. Especially these ones. I feel like these weigh like a small child. They're quite heavy, like they really are. I don't know how many kilos they are, but I'd say it's a fair few. It's called Jane Austen, The Illustrated Library, if anybody's curious for the weight and wants to look it up on Tinterwebs. Now here we go. Audrey Hepburn Treasures. This book, it took me the longest time to buy this book. Like literally, I saved up forever and then it went out of stock and then I had to wait months for it to come back in. But I absolutely love it. It has like all the letters and stuff in it from Audrey Hepburn. And there's like tickets and I just really, really love it. She says as she loafs it across the room. What is this? Oh yeah, this is Shakespeare, The Lives and Works and Treasures from the Royal Shakespeare Company. Bought that in Dublin, by the way. Never had to go to the UK to get it. And then this is the manual from the Script concert, which was a great concert. I have a couple of things like this, booklets from concerts. I don't have many. There's also a few Script concerts that I went to that I wanted to get them, but it was literally so busy, you know, that I was like, I'm not going to stand in queue for an hour, no disrespect. Okay, so anyway, I was going to say we have all the books out. Cut one. No, we don't. No, we don't. Dyson. YouTube, Dyson. Now, in the back here, I'm going to take these out as well. I kept all of these because they're stuff that's they're not incredibly easy to find. These like programs and films and stuff. I think they're all TV programs. They're like the BBC's remakes of like Pride and Prejudice and Sense Sensibility, North and South, all that kind of stuff. So what I think I should actually do is take a picture of the name of all of them and then just get rid of them because like it's DVDs, guys. Now, my PS5 will probably play them because PS5s do that. I actually don't know if they played. I think they played other DVDs I have. They definitely play Blu-ray. I know that much. And I think I did put my dad's DVDs in. Now. Guys, I am too tall to be bending down this low. This is also why I hate these wardrobes. Because there's a whole section that's just so low down. And it's such a hassle for me. And I know that might sound really dramatic, but if you're not as tall as I am, you probably won't understand what I'm talking about. Okay, actually, I'm going to move. I need to move Mr. Dyson over here. Mr. Lovely Dyson. Remember that I like books. I want a lion. Also, if you think this is bad, you should have seen this 2 years ago before I decluttered the books the first time. We had, I want to say, and those of you who were there then will hopefully verify what I'm saying, we had triple this. If you go back, there are videos on the channel. What I might actually do is link that video. I think it's actually a couple of videos. I might link those in the description box down below. If you want to watch them, and if I should remember, but in case I forget, if I do forget to link them in the description box, please tell me. I'll pin them in the first comment as well, probably. But please do tell me. Remind me and I will do it. Because if you think this is bad, you ain't seen nothing. And even that stuff was really hard to get rid of. Ideally for me, my dream would be to have a library room. But with the stuff that I got rid of before, I realised I was holding on to a lot of childhood stuff that I didn't need and that wasn't serving me and was actually holding me back. Because there can be sentimental attachments that power you and move you forward and bring you happiness and joy, and then there's other ones that hold you down, tie you down and hold you back. I know we're being very philosophical this time. Anyway, I have a couple of books actually. Jeez, Mary and Joseph. Mrs. Sandfie. More books, lads. Remember I said I'd know more books? JK lol. Hot tip in case you weren't aware of why a lot of people do this. You probably are, but just in case you weren't. The reason so many people, when they're doing big declutters, put stuff on their bed, because it means they can't go to bed until they deal with it. So it forces them to do it. And I'm saying that because I remember doing a series like this before and someone goes to me, oh my God, why'd you put all that stuff on your bed? You won't be able to go to sleep if you don't finish doing that. And what if you're too tired? That is precisely, my friends, the point. If you're somebody who sees a job like this and you're just like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Panic attack inducing, anxiety inducing. I want to get sick. I want to leave the house. I want to run away. I may just burn the house down because it's easier than dealing with this. If you're one of those people, that's fine. That's all good. Maybe don't put it on your bed. Because I don't want people staying up all night or sleeping on floors and having panic attacks over, decluttering. It's not meant to be that difficult. It's meant to be productive and helpful. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I have a lot of books. This is a category for me that is hugely, hugely sentimental. Each of my books, the best way I can explain that is each of these books, for me, represent a different time in my life. Books to me have always been that. And I've gotten rid of a lot of books from my younger years. Like most of the books I had as a kid, I've gotten rid of. I still have a few of them, I'll be honest. I do still have a few of them. My Harry Potter books I will never get rid of, I will never sell. Because I had them during a very difficult time in my life. And that world, that whole environment in Harry Potter means so much to me. Which if you're not a reader, it may sound really, really silly. But if you are a reader, like the worlds that are created in books and the environments and like, it's almost like the friends you make along the way and the journeys and the stories you discover. They mean so much to you and they they live in your heart in a way, which I know probably sounds really cheesy, but to me, that's what all these books are. They represent a different time in my life or a different side of me. And like I've got the much newer ones up here and they're kind of all over the place. But this here to me is an okay number of books. Now I know some of you look at this and go, are you nuts? Are you lit? Like that's too many books, girl. That is too many books. And you know what? You're probably right. You're probably dead right. But for me, books are a real challenge. And there's no book here that I look at. Well, now, I'm saying that I haven't gone through them yet and I am going to go through them. But there's no book here that I can see just off the top of my hand that I'm like, I will never read that again. Because the last time when I went through the books, a lot of them, I had that. I'd bought in like a series from a particular author because I'd read their other books. And I'd started the series and I really didn't like it. And I tried to like power through, but I had like 6 books in the series. And I hated the first one. And then I would like look up reviews and stuff or talk to people who'd read them. And people were like, no, that's their worst series, don't read it, it's crap. What I will tell you for sure, certainly 100%, is all these DVDs are going. Books are what I keep. I know people have clothes, some people do shoes, some people do handbags, some people do this, that and the other. And some of you may think I have a lot of handbags. And like, that's fine. If you're a minimalist, if you're someone who's a minimalist, what I have, the amount of stuff I have is insane. Books, I think, would always stop me from becoming a minimalist. Because, hello. But everything else I would declare, books are a struggle for me. Now, I am still hoping to get rid of a couple of these. Actually, immediately there's one I can see that I'm happy to get rid of. As you can see, I have a lot of hardbacks. I'm a big fan of hardbacks. I'll probably sort through them first because I think what happened was I had sorted the hardbacks in here. Then half of them were buried. If you were here for the last video, you know how bad this got. But now that I have them out and I've way less books, I can actually see all the hardbacks. What I wouldn't actually mind doing is putting some of the hardbacks on the shelf. See, I'm trying to keep stuff in the wardrobes because when the construction happens, you know, obviously I want to get rid of the wardrobes, but if that's not going to happen, then what I will realistically be doing is getting the plastic and just literally taping above and below the wardrobe and literally sealing the whole thing in to keep the dust out. I've waffled on long enough. I have everything out. What I am in fact going to do is I'm going to take a break and I'm going to come back to this. You probably can't see me, but I'm going to go through all this now. I'm going to go through all these. I'm going to go through all the books. I want to be really strict, and if I don't read, I'm getting rid of it. I think a lot of it I will keep, but I'm going to do my very, very best. Without further ado, let's get started.
It's important as well, I think, to be selective when dealing with sentimental items, because they are something that is sentimental and you're not going to look at them every day. There's no point in keeping tons of items that you can never get through, and every time you open them to look at them, it's overwhelming, because that completely defeats the purpose of keeping them.
We have, as you can see, been joined by a wonderful and fantastical supervisor. Thank you. Hi. Hello. Hello. Oh, careful. You going to sit down? Are you going to sit down? Thank you. You going to sit down? Go on and sit down. Thank you. Go on and sit down over there. Go on. You're going to sit right there? That's where you want to sit? He's going to sit right here. Hello. Hello there, baby. I'm just going to continue to work, because if I wait for him to sit where he wants to sit, I'm going to be sitting here recording him and playing with him for the next half an hour. So I want to get on with it and get this job done, because it's going to be a big job as it is anyway. Hello. Now, for right now, I'm going to use the top of the Camex there behind me. I don't know if you can see it, to put stuff I'm getting rid of.
So I think we can all agree that I have a lot of books. And one thing I want to say in relation to that and in relation to sentimental items is, I think it's important for sentimental items to be accessible. I know some people keep boxes of them and they shove them in an attic or a basement and they never enjoy them. And to me, and again you can disagree with me, that to me undermines the point of keeping sentimental items. If you're never going to look at them for 20 years, is there any point in actually keeping them? Because I think for sentimental items, the memory that you have created and attached to that item is yours, and no one else is going to have that same emotion or feeling. So I think it is important with sentimental items to take time every so often to take them out and actually enjoy them.
Okay, so quick note I wanted to add, I don't know if you guys can see it, but just right here, over here yonder, I'm making a pile of books that I want to keep to the front, because they're books I haven't read yet. Now there were probably quite a few books I haven't read yet. 1 second. Yes, Mr. Demanding. And I'm trying to section out piles of authors to keep them together, because that's probably how I'm going to sort it anyway. So if I do it now, it's easier. Hello. You coming up? Hello. Yeah, Maxie doesn't care about me or my requirement to keep my books tidy. Isn't that right? Thank you very much. But I'm trying to make kind of a section here where I can put stuff, but I put so much in the bed I don't really have much room to work with. I may end up using the Kallax and this unit as well, just to kind of sort, but I know I talk about that a lot, guys, about creating space for yourself to work before you start. And planning, how important planning is, because when you don't plan, you've no room to work. But yeah, I'm probably going to try and make a hole for him to sit in, because he wants to sit up here, I think. There's a lot of deliveries coming in and out at this time of the day, so he's just, that's why he just keeps running out of the room. He's run down to, you know, secure the house. But yeah. Anyway, here I'm making a section of books I want to read, and what I'm thinking of doing with some of them is putting them on the shelf here, and then as I read through them I'll put them into the wardrobe. Because I'm starting to get back into reading now a lot more. No, you're not standing there, thank you. But yes, so I'll make a home for him and then I'll keep going. Okay, are you alright? Thanks.
Now I'm going to kind of come away from books here a little bit, because I think I've talked about them extensively and you're going to be looking at a lot of them in the next little while. But one thing I think that's really important with sentimental items is to make sure they're very well taken care of. Like me, for example, I'm very particular about my books. I'm particular about how they're stored, how they're used, all that kind of thing. Like, I usually don't loan my books out to people, because when they get damaged, and they bring them back to me, like people breaking the spines and stuff like that. That drives me nuts. I then get really frustrated and irritated. So to avoid that happening, I just don't give out my books, because I've gotten very kind of aggravated with people in the past over stuff like that. Because to a lot of people, stuff like that doesn't matter. They don't care. They're like, it's a book, who cares? But to me, it's important because, as I said, these are my prized possessions. And there's something that's very important to me. And it's a thing I think we need to assess for each of ourselves in how we deal with items in our home, especially with sentimental items. Like, you may have some necklace or, earrings that are really important to you because they belong to, a grandparent or a, distant family member or whatever. And you might be keeping them for your child or your grandchild or whatever. But you need to bear in mind as well, I think, when keeping sentimental items for yourself, to remember why you did it. But I also think it's important to remember that when you give them to other people, you might not necessarily get the same level of sentimentality and possibly respect for the items. Because with a lot of items, we assign our own value to them based on our own emotional reactions and our own, responses and memories of the items. But that doesn't necessarily translate across to anybody else. I think it's important to be mindful of that when you're keeping or storing sentimental items or anything like that. I think it's important to keep them for yourself. Now, obviously, if you've kids and stuff like that and you've a lot of items that belong to other people, and this is something we've talked about before on the channel and in this series, I think if you're keeping stuff for like your kids, like, whether it's jewellery or furniture or anything, I think it's important to sit down with them and talk to them about that. Because although you might feel sentimental about the item, they might not. For example, I have these really large books here that I'm currently going through. To me, they're very important. I don't know why I said me twice, but I did. They're very important. But to anybody else, they're just giant books that I don't read often enough. But to me, they were bought for me as a gift many years ago. And they have the entire works of Shakespeare and the entire works of Jane Austen. That's basically what the two of them are. And they're important to me because of who they're from. They're important to me because those were books and series and plays and sonnets and everything that meant so much to me growing up. And the person who bought them for me really understood that, and that's why they got them for me. But to me, they're really important, but to anybody else, they wouldn't be. Like, if I gave them to my dad, he probably wouldn't care. He'd probably throw them in the bin or, recycle them or whatever, donate them. But I think it's important that when we are storing our own sentimental items that we value, we have to remember that that is for us. You should store sentimental items for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else, because you're not responsible for anybody else's sentimental items. But also, it means that you make sure you only keep what you really care about. Anyway, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm categorising the different authors, because there's some authors that I read all the time. Like, I read them constantly. So I've got one pile here, one pile here. Those two piles are one pile because I'm afraid they'll fall over. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just categorising all the same authors together because they're who I read constantly. And their books I'm going to keep because I'm going to read them again. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep going with this and keep categorising. I'll keep all those books. As I said, I will link it in the description box below. The previous series I did where I got rid of over half, 2/3 of my books. So this may seem like a lot to you, but to me it isn't. But hopefully we'll still get rid of a few bits. Yes, anyway, I'm going to keep going. Now, I know I've already talked about this briefly, about where you store items, but I think it's really important that if you're someone who has a lot of, for example, ornaments or decor items that are sentimental, it can be nice, depending on obviously how you feel, to put them into your daily or weekly rotation. Like if you have blankets, for example, that could be, patchwork or crochet that maybe your grandparents made or your mother made or your father even, whoever made them from a long time ago. It can be nice to put them on display, say on the back of a couch or, on a chair or on the end of your bed. And obviously if they're old and antique, you want to protect them, obviously treat them with that. Don't put them in the most highly trafficked room in your house or whatever. But I think it can be nice to integrate them into your everyday life. If you have photos, maybe frame them, and if it's something that could fit into your schedule and something that you would enjoy, rotate the photos through whatever frames you have in your house. It is something I've seen done before, that every couple of weeks or every couple of months, people doing that, rotating it through, so they'll have, all the pictures from when their kids were growing up, and then they'll replace half of the pictures of their grandparents, you know what I mean, when their grandparents were teenagers or whatever, and rotating it through that way, and, really being able to really enjoy the items. It can even just be something as simple as creating an area for yourself to enjoy your sentimental items. Like, I know some people love to have a book nook. They'll have a chair, a comfy chair or couch, or a certain area in their home, even a beanbag, and they'll put their books beside it, and that's where they go to enjoy that. You could even use that kind of concept, but instead you could use like a bookcase or a chest or something like that, a dresser full of sentimental items, where you can take a little bit of time and go to that area and enjoy your sentimental items, and like sit down and go through them, and maybe share them with your family, share them with your children, anything like that. Because it's a great way as well, if it is, for example, photographs or antiques or anything like that, to help your kids get to know their history and, their past. Because I know with a lot of kids, they're much more visually interactive, and especially nowadays. And even showing them little items and stuff like that can really make them engaged and really enjoy the process of learning about their family and friends. Now, obviously, use your own discretion. You know yourself if your kids are going to smash all your ornaments or if they're going to respect them. You know what I mean? Obviously, depending on ages, because, super young children are more likely to do that. And again, it also depends on when you can make time for that stuff. Because I do understand, if you're a parent, it can be very hard to schedule time to do stuff with your kids or even by yourself. I understand that. I'm not saying just drop everything and go look at some old photos. But I think it's important for you to create a space to do that. And I think if the stuff is organised, you're not falling all over the place. And as you go on your decluttering journey, it'll become ever so much easier to find the time to sit down and actually enjoy your sentimental items.
Okay, so these books here, guys, they're like colouring books, Sudoku, that kind of stuff. I'm going to put them in with my notepads. I think they'll be a good fit in there.
One important technique that I use today, I think translates very well to any category really, but especially sentimental items. Because what I've done in the past is I've gathered up all my books and I've gone, oh yeah, grand, they're all those books and they're all this book, and I'll put them all together. Because when I had them on my shelves, it was all done alphabetically by surname of author, and you know what I mean, how you do it in a bookshop or a library. Yes, because I am a nerd like that, okay, get over it. But when I have them in the wardrobe, you can't really see that, and it's kind of hard to store stuff with that kind of level of, I suppose, organisation within the wardrobe, because obviously I can't see the binds of any of the books while they're in there. And I'm also trying to effectively and efficiently use as much space as I can. And for that reason, a lot of the times in the past when I've organised stuff, I've put it all together with, the same size. Like, I'll put all those large hardbacks together. I'll put all those smaller hardbacks. I'll put all those large paperbacks. And then the stuff gets jumbled up. And then I just get stressed out. And then I go to read a book series that I've read before. And I pull out one book and then I can't find the other. And then I empty the whole shelf. And it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to go on to the ins and outs. I've gone on for long enough. Let's be real. But I think it's important as well, a technique that I used today while I was going through all this stuff, was that I actually categorised as I went. I didn't just go, oh, big book, small book. I literally picked an author, for example, Cecilia Hearn. I picked her books. I found all of her books, gathered them all together. I then organised them from largest to smallest. And then I was able to put them away in one section, in one column. So now I know exactly where all of her books are. They're all together. And then similarly, there's other authors' works that I read, be similar genre and that kind of thing. Sinead Moriarty is one of those examples. I put her stuff beside it. And I just try to be more mindful in the process of going through everything, to categorise stuff together And what I mean kind of by that, because I think I may be, I hope I'm not overcomplicating how I'm explaining this, but basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to organise in a functional way, and I'm trying to organise stuff in the way that I would use it, if that makes sense. So for example, if you're going through a load of old sentimental items, whether that be in your attic or your basement or anywhere in your home, it's a good idea to like keep your photographs together, keep your old notepads together. If you have old letters, keep them together. If you have certain ornaments or even like medals and stuff like that, keep them together, and keep stuff together in a way that you want to use it. And I know like many people in this day and age have people in their family who served in the army and in the military and stuff like that, both currently and in the past. And I think what a good idea would be, like if you have old letters, say from the war or whatever, to put them in with, say, if your family member got medals or that, keep them and store them together. And if there's any photos, put them together. And one thing that can be a nice idea, and if this is something that could work for you, because again, we all have different ways that work for us, my suggestion would be, say you have loads of stuff from your Granny Mary, right? And that's one sentimental category for you. You've loads of stuff from her that you are not ready to let go of and you want to keep. You can even have a box and put her name on it, and put in it her letters, her photos, her jewellery, her ornaments, whatever way works for you. And I think categorise it like that. Categorise it in a way that's functional for you. For example, if you want to go by person and the memories of each person that it belongs to, that can be a really nice way to do it, rather than having, one massive box of photographs. And then when you open up the massive box of photographs, you don't know where to start, because there's pictures of you, there's pictures of your parents, there's pictures of your kids, there's pictures of your great grandparents, there's pictures from, the war, from your grandparents' childhood, from, the water park you went to last summer, the kind of way. And it all gets a bit chaotic. And I know myself, when I have a massive category of stuff with that amount in it and it's not organised and it's just a bit chaotic, I just don't go near it, because it's just like, that's going to stress me out. I'm just not going to go near it. So it can be nice. And again, only if you have the storage room to do this, to break it down into categories that make sense to you. So like what I'm saying now, you might be like, that's absolute rubbish, I would never do that. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But break it down to categories that work for you. Like, if, for example, if you're in a couple, you could pick your side of the family, you can then have your other half side of the family and have them create a box and have you create a box, or a crate or whatever you want to use, or a bag. And in that, keep your own stuff, and then create another box of stuff that you both share together. And that can be a really nice way to keep the stuff organised and keep it accessible. Because I think when you keep all that stuff together and you keep it organised, when you go through it, it's like, oh, I really like this thing, or there's this really nice picture that I want to share with you, or, and it's much easier to find because you know where it is. And also, I think the process of actually going through every single item of your sentimental items can make you aware of what you have. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when I was going through some of this stuff, I'll be honest with you, I forgot I had some of those books. Like, I completely forgot that I had some of these books. I don't remember buying them. Or I don't even remember getting them, which can happen, But it also meant that in some ways it made the decisions easier for me to let go of the stuff, because, I didn't miss it and I wasn't going to miss it. But also, I look at it from the bigger sense when it comes to sentimental items. I could be missing out on all that stuff because I didn't even know it was there, because I didn't go through it. Now, I'm not saying if you have 80 years worth of stored memories in your home, which you may have, I'm not saying you need to go and sit down and you need to say, I'm going to get it all done on Saturday. And you don't have to do that. If you want to do all your pictures first and then all your whatever ornaments, and like categorize them as you go, like you can literally have a box for each person and put in their bits as you find them. Or, you may want to do all your photographs together and start working on photo albums and timelines and whatever. But the important thing to do is sentimental items is not like other stuff. It's not like cosmetics and stuff like that, because I think with those things they have very clear boundaries, where with sentimental items there's so many items that can be considered sentimental. There's such a broad range of stuff that can be considered sentimental, and it's also items that cross over so many categories. Like, you can be sorting your homewares, that's easy, but when you have a blanket that was made by your grandmother, that's not just homewares, that's also sentimental. You could have a book that was written by, you know, your grandfather in, you know, at the turn of the century, and yes, that's a book, but it's also sentimental. And I think sentimental items cover such a broad basis, but I think it's a really important category to deal with. It's a really important category to do, but I'm not going to sit here and undermine that it is challenging. It is challenging, but it is definitely worth it, because when you're able to sit down and enjoy that stuff and go through it easily, you will really appreciate the fact that you put the work in at the start. Here is the finished product, shall we say. There's the Cecilia Hearn, Marion Keyes, Sinead Moriarty stuff is in there. I've got the classics there in the front, Makeup Bow in the back. I think I've more Makeup Bow on the other side as well. Oh no, wait. Yeah, there's more stuff in the back there as well. Here is the larger books. Sorry, I'm too high. Larger books in there, non-fiction. That's all that kind of stuff in there, and a few like books from when I was a kid. I've only kept one really, which is The Little Mermaid and a little poem book I did art for when I was a kid. And then these are my large books, hardback books, in the bottom here. So it looks a lot more organised now. Now what I'm really happy about is we cleared out everything here, because everything across here was all books. Like, this was all books, and we've cleaned out this entire area, which I'm really happy about. It's made so much more room up there. So it may not look like this is, sorry, all this here, this is all gone. There's a pile on the floor of all the books I'm getting rid of as well. There's maybe 15 there or so. And these are the books I'm going to read. For right now, I'm going to leave them here. I'm going to hopefully in the next few days start reading them. So then as I read them, I can either add them to the charity pile down there, or I can put them into the wardrobe if I want to keep them. But I'm pretty happy with that now to say. But I'm pretty happy with so far that this is completely cleared out, because this is something that's been really annoying me recently. So in the next video, we are going to be dealing with these four. We're going to be dealing with up here, and we're going to be dealing with like random stuff around the shelves here. I know they're a mess. That's my laundry pile. And this cat actually getting it all cleared. But for now, we're going to wrap up. I'm happy with how these books look. We are in 4 sections. We were in 4 sections, I think, before, but it's much more organised now, and I know where everything is. We managed to get some, I see these are just there on top of the games, the sim stuff is in there as well. Pretty happy with how that turned out, I've got to say. Okay guys, so that is the end of today's video. I'm sure you can see Mr. Supervisor over my shoulder here. You can see he's all tuckered out from working hard. It may not have seemed like as much work today to do, but it was. I feel like I'm as tired as I ever am finishing a video. I got to start much earlier in the day, which I have to say I'm going to do, I think, more often, because it does make the job easier. We did get through a lot today. As I said, books are a thing that are really challenging for me, and even when it's just taking them out and putting them back in, it is still work. And I think we all have like a category or a certain type of thing that we are very attached to. Now, I did get rid of some books, which I am happy about, but you know, I'll probably get rid of more. As I said, this pile over here, this is backwards on the camera for me, just here. This pile over here, I'm going to read through them. Now, thankfully I read quite fast, so I will get through them pretty fast. I've read some of the authors that are there, their books before. Some of them I got as gifts and stuff like that, or some of them I just, you know, got given or whatever from people who, you know, really enjoyed the read and recommended it to me. But I'm quite happy with that. It's just a small pile. There's more books in there I want to read, but for now I'm going to stick with reading the stuff that I think I'll probably get rid of after I read it once. Maxie, hi baby. So there's Mr. Supervisor saying hello. I also once again want to take this opportunity to thank you guys, like, so much, so much, from the bottom of my heart, for all the support, all the views, all the subscribers, all the likes, comments and all. And I know all that stuff is like, some people might think, oh, it's really silly, whatever, and like, fine, but like, if that's your opinion, fine. But like,
it makes my day when you guys comment on my videos, because I'm like, oh, they like really, they enjoyed it. And you know, 99.99% of the time, you know, I get really nice comments, like the majority of the time, and then like people like liking my videos because they enjoy them, and that means the world to me. Like, it means so much to me, and I can't believe we've hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's something I've been working on now for 3 years. So it was a huge day for me when we hit it. It was there. If you're watching this video on Friday, it was last Saturday just gone. Saturday morning I woke up and I had 1,000 subscribers, which is insane. For those of you who don't know, I'm not going to make a huge into it because this is not why I do YouTube, but I just want to let you guys know because I want to be out straight and honest with you. But once I'm nearly at 3,000 watch hours, I think I'm about 48 hours off it now, something like that. But once you hit 3,000 watch hours and you've 500 subscribers, you can get super chats and memberships in your channel. And once you hit 1,000 subscribers, which I've hit, and 4,000 watch hours, you become eligible for the YouTube Partner Program, which means I will get paid for the ads that you watch on my videos on YouTube, or the views you give if you're a premium member. So, you know, this has kind of, you guys, for me, have created an opportunity where I may be able to, you know, actually work at doing this and do it full time. Because so far I haven't been paid anything by YouTube for doing these videos. I know there's a very rare few people who thought I was being paid already to do this, but I wasn't. And I'm not looking for any, like, well, you know, celebration or anything like that. Like, just, I do it because I love it and I enjoy doing it, and I love meeting all you guys, and I love communicating with you and growing this wonderful community. But I just want to let you guys know about the opportunity that you're providing for me, that I might be able to like turn this into a job if we can. You know, obviously I'll have to grow the channel more and whatever, but yeah, this could actually be a job, and this would like be my dream come true, to be able to do this full time as a job. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. It means the world to me that you guys support me, that you know, believe in me, that you keep coming back every week and watching my videos and liking them and sharing them and commenting on them and all those wonderful things. But yeah, you're helping me to make my dreams come true, and I just want to thank you for that. Sorry, I don't want to do all this. But yeah, it just means, it means so much to me, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna wrap up because you didn't come here for this. But yeah, it's just, you guys are giving me a huge opportunity, and I just want to say how much I appreciate it. And Maxie also appreciates it because he is massively benefiting from it, because he has to get a T or EAT every time he is in a video, and he usually gets a TOY as well. And I'm spelling it because if I say it, he'll go mad. And I don't think y'all want to listen to him barking. But anyway, that is the end of today's video. That is it. We're here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more, you can hit the subscribe button down below. Visit the channel and you can see more videos. I always link as well videos at the end. They're around here somewhere. That I think you guys might enjoy. Or YouTube videos you might enjoy. I hope you guys have a incredible rest of your day. Again, thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, a wonderful weekend, and a great week ahead. And I will talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye.